Hello, this is Christian Horner, and I'm the physics teacher for AP Physics C at Westfield High School. I apologize for not being there tonight for the AP night, Meet the Teacher. I actually am teaching a University of Indianapolis course in physics, and I do that on Monday, Wednesday nights, so I'm not able to be there, and I do apologize again. Traditionally, usually when you think of college physics, you think of an older gentleman standing at a board and writing a lot of things down very quickly and then walking out of the room. Fortunately, we don't do that at Westfield High School. In fact, we do a lot of very hands-on, very interactive things, make sure that students are learning by doing and not just by watching me go through things. So why study physics? Why even take AP Physics? So the main reason that we want students to study physics at Westfield, even the AP Physics C, is to help each student develop that toolbox of skills that will help ensure their success at almost any course. For AP Physics C, we have a lot of students who would like to be engineers, and so we find out that this course is one that when kids come back from college say, hey, that was the most helpful course. That was a course that really made sure that I was going to be successful in the engineering courses at whatever university they've gone to. This is designed as a second year course in physics. It does follow the College Board program, so there is a lot of detailed information if you go to apcentral.collegeboard.com and look up AP Physics C. We're going to cover all the topics that you see here, so motion in one dimension, forces, energy, momentum, simple harmonic motion, rotational motion, and then there's another section of the course that deals with electrostatics, electricity, and magnetism. The great thing for students at taking this as a second year course is they've seen all of these before. If they're in AP Physics 1, they've not really dealt with a lot with magnetism, but that's something that's very easy to add to their curriculum and make sure that they understand it really well to take and be very successful at the AP test. The AP Physics test next year is on May 8th of 2017. There are two sections. First section is multiple choice. It is only 45 minutes. There are only about 35 questions. You can use a calculator and an equation sheet, and this is just really a test of general physics knowledge, and they really emphasize understanding. So it's not recall, it's all application. The free response section is 3 questions. There are 15-minute questions is essentially what they want you to spend. You do get a calculator, equations, and this is a test of problem solving, lab experiments, and processing skills. As an AP Physics grader, somebody who goes to Kansas City every year and grades these, I kind of know the types of things to look for in terms of grading and making sure that students are very well prepared for this. So because I've been able to do that and really look at and talk to the people who create the test, it gives us a great insight. A lot of our teachers at Westfield also score tests, and we've seen that it just helps our professional knowledge in the way that we deliver instruction. Because of that, the first year that we had this, we actually didn't have the class. We had 8 kids take it, and they were actually taking AP Physics B at the time, which is what now AP Physics 1 has turned into. Every single one of them passed it, which was phenomenal, and the worldwide average that year was about 62%. In 2014, we still didn't have the class. We actually had 10 people take it out of that class, and we had about a 98% pass rate. Last year, we really jumped up. We actually had our first AP Physics C class, and that one had 20 testers. And we had, out of that, we had 19 pass. So we had a 95% pass rate. So just some phenomenal things that we've been able to do. And we've really taken the world by storm. You'll see the world average here is somewhere around 62%. In order to pass the test, you need about a 38%. I know that sounds really low. It is. It is a very difficult test, but as long as you keep up with your work and kind of go through and do all the things that we ask you to do, you will have no problem getting a 3. We had a high percentage of kids getting a 4 and a 5 last year, which was really great. And part of the reason we do that is because we give a mock exam. This was the last year for us to be in this grant, but we did go through and give them a test. It was a mock test, and the kids did really well, especially compared to other schools in the grant. So that was really encouraging to see. What does passing mean in Indiana? Passing means that if you go to a university in Indiana that is supported by Indiana, so not private universities, but anything like IU, Purdue, IUPUI, Ball State, then you get college credit. A 5 can give you full credit for one part of the engineering physics. In fact, it can do two parts. You still want to take it, however, it will give you some of those credits. It does give you up to the college. It's up to the college really the level of credit that you get, and it is based on the score. So one of the things you'll want to do is call the school or check the website to see what they give. So go to purdue.edu and they can tell you exactly what it is at Purdue. IU does the same thing. For all students, it's a nice addition to the college application to show that you've taken an AP course, especially an AP Physics course. Full weight for all 3 trimesters, so you get a little bit of a bump on your GPA, and you also come away with some confidence that you can accomplish a difficult college level course just with a lot of help and a lot of things that we can do to help you. So a typical unit uses what we call the modeling method of instruction. This emphasizes student-led learning, and it allows me to kind of question students. So instead of just telling everybody information, I get to use inquiry-style labs and activities and say, hey, you know what? I'm not sure you've got a really good grasp on it. Let's think about it a different way, and allow students to make mistakes without really any consequences. Just as we're working in class, and then we really test them by using a couple of different methods for assessment. So a typical homework assessment is from their ebook. This is from masteringphysics.com. They typically will do that on paper, and then we'll check it. Same type of problem, just a different number answer. So we really go through in class and do these on paper and then have them do them on the online homework site. We also pull homework from old AP Physics tests. We have solutions from the 1999 through 2014 test are actually on AP Central. So they're at apcentralcollegeboard.com. Many of the solutions are also worked out on YouTube by the teachers, and that's so that you have a conceptual understanding. So this is me going through a question. You would be able to hear it if I had the sound kind of turned on, but that's really what you end up with is getting to see me kind of work through a question that you might have a little bit of trouble with. Conceptual understanding videos do the same thing for that, so you can go there and watch me go through. We have a lot of online activities and labs. We use something called the PhET site. It's got a lot of great simulations, so I'll open up the PhET site here in just a second. This is one called Energy Skate Park, and it's a really cool interactive lab that students can do. And so I'll click on the intro here and I can put our person on it and let go, and then we can talk about all kinds of really awesome things in terms of energy and momentum. We can give this thing a little bit of friction. We can do some pie charts, look at the graph of how kinetic and potential energy come up, look at bar graphs. We can add grids, do all kinds of really cool things as we go through. Back to the PowerPoint again. We also use Minds on Physics assignments, sometimes for conceptual understanding, but a lot of times we're going to use things called ranking tasks, and those are just paper assignments that allow students to go through, make mistakes, we fix those, and then when they take the test, they really kind of know what they're doing. We do offer a couple different types of ways to check that students are doing really well. So we do formative assessments. These are sometimes quizzes, sometimes just me asking a question while you're working to gauge your understanding. And then we'll use whiteboarding where we give everybody or groups of kids whiteboards and ask them to solve problems. And then we go through it without any penalty at all and really make sure that they know what they're doing and help them when they have a little bit of trouble. Summative assessments, these are our tests. The first day is a multiple choice test. The second day is a free response test. So here multiple choice, and then on the second day you'll be problems. These are typically questions from old AP free response questions. You have the solutions beforehand. You just need to understand them and really know how to go back through, reproduce, and apply those. Uh, to make sure students are being successful, we do offer test corrections. So let's say that you take a test, you don't do really well, you think, oh man, I only got a C plus. Wow, that's a 76%. You can get a half point back for every point that you miss. So if you do that, you could earn back 12 percentage points and your final score could be as high as about an 88%, which is a really good B plus. This ensures students are learning from mistakes and not just making them and then never really going back and learning anything from them. I do a lot of video lectures and have solutions, so students go home and do that, and then that helps me make sure that they're working at home, but more importantly, that allows us to go through problems and do more hands-on type of things during class. The last thing I want to emphasize is we do have a sixth period, and that is specifically for me to help students. So anytime you need help after school, that's our sixth period since we have 5 periods during the day. And then this used to be called bonus period or just help period. So come on in and get some help when you need it. Technology, this is bring your own technology. Students need to have a laptop or PC or a Mac. Chromebooks really don't work well with the software we have, but if you've been in AP Physics 1 or regular physics, you probably already have something that you can use for this class. More specific information will come out at the end of May and we'll kind of let you know what's going on. We have a lot of data gathering equipment, LabQuest and sensors. We use cell phones sometimes for online quizzes called Kahoot, and sometimes we even take data using our cell phones by taking video, so that's kind of a fun thing to do too. End of year, after the test, we still do work through the end of the year, but we have fun with the work that we do. Sometimes we'll do paper roller coasters. Usually we do that with AP Physics 1, so I'll have them do maybe a Rube Goldberg project, or we'll work with high energy particle physics with Purdue through QuirkNet. So kind of fun things to do that are very educational, but in a more relaxed atmosphere than what we've been doing the entire year with really trying to make sure we get ready for the test. Summer work this year will be very easy to do. It'll take a little bit of time, but not a tremendous amount. So you still get to enjoy your summer a lot. But it's important to do it because it will get you that jump start that we need to get going on the first day. We're going to have some basic calculus things that you would do. This is really easier than algebra is what students tell me after they finish it. And I'm going to give you tips and really easy step-by-step instructions, lots of videos that I can go through and do and really kind of teach you how to do the simple calculus that you need to do. I'll also give you a general review of kinematics and mechanics, so things moving in 1 and 2 dimensions, and then a little bit about force and energy and momentum. So that's a little bit of what you'll see. This can be done at any time during the summer, so if you have a big summer vacation planned, you can kind of work around that without any trouble. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email, hornerch@wws.k12.in.us. I will emphasize that there is an extra letter in my email address. If you send it to Horner C, you will get my sister, who actually works over at Washington Woods. So you want to make sure that it's Horner CH. If I can answer any questions for you, please just send me an email. I also have included a PDF copy of this PowerPoint for you to go back and take a look at. You can always watch the video again too. Have an awesome rest of the year, and I look forward to talking to you before school gets out, and really excited about getting started with some more AP Physics C here in the fall. See you later.